And by the end of this questionnaire, our audience will really know who Bill is.
Okay. Thank you, Jeffrey. Nice meeting you, buddy. Speak soon. I gotta go.
Are you ready to take this question? I should change it to there's 16 questions. Question number 1, are you ready to take the questionnaire?
As I'll ever be.
Hi everyone, from 1Route, I'm Jeffrey Ross and you're watching the 1Route Roundup. Joined with my co-host, our own Alyssa Giles. We are excited to spotlight an individual making positive difference in this industry. And we are joined with him, the amazing Bill Leahy of Symmetry Solutions. Bill is currently the Chief Executive Officer at Symmetry Solutions. He's previously served a variety of telecom companies over the years, including BT, NTL, Primus, and the Caldwell Group. Bill's career also includes time with PricewaterhouseCoopers and Servista. With over 30 years of hands-on experience, it is clear that this man knows revenue assurance and how to make a difference. When Bill isn't hard at work making our industry better, you might be able to find him on a golf course. And rumor has it that you may also find him working on an English electric lightning jet restoration project. Bill?
Correct. That's correct.
Welcome
working on it. Yeah, working on it's a bit vague. Making sure other people are working on it is more accurate.
Maybe I wanted to make sure and say it wasn't so much hands-on experience in the restoration part as much it is in telecom.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
The real question is are you going to get to ride in this jet?
I probably could, but the answer is, would I? No. No. If you want my seat, Jeffrey, we got it here.
No, I have ridden in a, what do they call it, experimental aircraft one time with a guy who built the airplane. It's the smallest airplane I've ever been in my life. You know, 2 people squished in there, and it looks like a joystick was flying this thing. Absolutely amazing experience, but I don't know that I would fly in the English electric lightning.
Wise man.
That's a little too much more fuel behind your rear there.
Yes, there is quite a bit. But next time I'm out there, we'll meet up. Come down, I'll show you around the plane and I'll take you for a bite to eat.
I would taxi with it. I don't know.
It's an option.
It's an option.
So yes, that will be an option actually. There you go. Your name's down.
Put me on the list.
Yeah, you're on the list.
Well, Bill, one thing that we like to do each episode is ask everybody, where in the world are you today?
So I am in Warwick in England. So most people don't know Warwick.
Let's say for those of us who don't remember geography classes, where is Warwick?
Yeah. So it's middle England. It's basically right in the middle of England.
Okay.
People will know Birmingham. But where people be familiar with the name, William Shakespeare lived about 10 minutes from where I live. Oh. So it's in the middle of England, and it's where William Shakespeare was born and went to school and wrote, is where I live near.
Well, that explains why you're so poetic.
I've been called a few things before, but I never
poetic's not one of them.
No, that's the new one. That's on my list. Cheers.
Something that we always love to hear about is our guests' journeys and how they kind of got to where they are today. So can you tell us a little bit about what got you into the telecom industry?
I can. So if I go back to the beginning, I got into the telecom industry about 1988, 1989. Before that, I had a lot of great training for the telecom industry as a postman.
Okay.
So it was the time. Yeah, exactly.
It was communication at its early stages.
Exactly. It was like, how do you make that leap? I knew somebody who worked for, at the time, BT Mobile Communications. And it's before the big boom was happening, but they had a job coming up for a trainee operator So that's what I did. So when I started, for mobile phones, we used to run the jobs that created the bill runs, print the bills, and put the bills in envelopes that got posted. We did all of that for the mobile phone customers for BT. It was that small. So in the UK, it was all pages. Pages were the big thing. And then obviously in the few years that went on and the phones got smaller, it boomed. And that's sort of how I got into telecommunications. So I was at BT for a while, BTMC. Then I went to a company called Cabletel that became NTL, that then became Virgin Media in the UK. And that's where I was a billing manager and learned all about the bill runs, and sort of revenue assurance wasn't a big thing then. Then I went and worked for a number of other companies. In the middle of that, one part away from communications, I was in the football industry. So Premier League soccer. Let's so that you can understand it, Jeffrey. Soccer.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So it was, the one that has a proper World Cup.
The one that the true World Cup.
Yeah. So I produced a game, and that's where I started getting into cutting edge technology. So I produced a game, and at the time there wasn't anything like Facebook. It was WAP and stuff, and slow feeds. So I produced a game based on stats that people in the UK and probably actually in the US, fantasy sports. So fantasy football, fantasy soccer, fantasy American football. You probably get fantasy baseball. So I produced something like of that I dealt with the Premier League. And then it was about 2000 when I worked for John Caldwell at Single Point. And at 2002, I met my business partner, Nev, who you know.
Right.
And then we developed a tool that we worked with a UK company, and Symmetry was born. Symmetry was born in about 2008.
Okay.
It was either 2008 or 2009. It started back in the one. It started. Yeah, don't ask me when. I'm too old. I can't go back that far. And that's where Symmetry was born, with one piece of software that did one piece of work. And in the years, we've developed mainly with that major UK provider, but then he also expanded into other territories and other aspects. So the core product's still there with that customer all that time down the line, and we're busy with them than ever. And then we've expanded into other areas and acquisitions in the past 12 months to take the business forward, hopefully.
That's fantastic. You know, do one thing, do it well. And y'all are doing an amazing job at what you do. There's no question about it.
You say that, I was about to say, yeah, still trying.
Well, you know, I look at it as, do y'all have I don't know, do you have a Raising Cane's, or have you been to Raising Cane's when you come to the States?
No.
Okay, so Raising Cane's is a fried chicken place. And they serve one thing, and it's just fried chicken tenders. But they do one thing, and they do it well, and they've grown this company. So don't go in there asking for, you know, like a wing or anything like that. They do one thing. You can't get very confused by their menu either, though.
Cool.
But that's great. So Bill, I would say one thing that I think is pretty awesome is Symmetry has an incredible database of information from all over the world. Can you tell our audience a little more about the Prism product that you have and how it benefits the mobile operators?
Yes, I will tell you what I know, which is high level, not technical.
Yeah, you and me both, bud.
Yeah. But we acquired Prism off of Colin Yates, who's very well known within the industry, last year. It was a very quick deal. I went over to New Zealand, met Colin, a week later, deal done. And Symmetry acquired Prism and acquired Colin as well, because Colin is still working with us I did it to take some pressure off of Colin. He's now busier than ever. Not that I'm giving him work, it's Colin coming back to me, but that's Colin. So what we found out in this year, what Prism was known for was for IPRN numbers, IFRS fraud. That was its nuts and bolts. That's what it cut its teeth on. It's what it did. What we found is the data that's contained in the data that we obtain actually has a lot more benefits. So we're actually going through the data out and developing, as we speak, pardon me, more tools and more uses of the data and the intelligence. It's gathering the intelligence. So in the best part, it stops, or it doesn't, it helps stop a lot of, I'm not going to say it stops all because it doesn't, IFRS fraud, IPR, and numbers. So it's a great tool to limit the losses that telcos make on that, which in surveys always comes out as number one.
Right.
So it's a quick and easy implementation to help you stop the number one fraud that's seen by telecoms. That's no more to be said about it. Quick and simple.
I love it. I love it. That's kind of like, you know, you can sum it up that way. We help you stop your fraud. That's it.
That's it. And then
elevator pitch done. We have a product. It helps you save money and stop fraud.
Exactly. And what we're doing in the meantime is analysing data. So we're seeing, oh, there's this piece of data that affects toll-free numbers in America. Or we know there was a new legislation that came in America last year. So fraudsters are you picking numbers to use in a different way to get around the legislation. So we're starting to find this, and we're working with other companies behind the scenes to see, is this data useful? If it is, it will be launched. We're potentially looking at an SMS version of Prism. So Prism is mainly voice. Now SMS is kicking on. We're looking at SMS. So what Symmetry has had to bring to the party is more people, more resource, be able to do more work, and hopefully provide better benefit to the industry.
That's incredible. Well said.
Thank you.
So something else that we found really interesting and stuck out to us about Symmetry Solutions is the database of test call numbers. For our audience that doesn't really know about this, can you explain a little bit about what it is and how important it is to have this type of information?
Yes, I will do my best, because again, this is, as I understand it, there'll be a range, or there'll be a list of numbers, and what normally happens is there will be a test number within that range. So what would happen is when they go to the provider would say, here's a number, test it, it connects. If it connects, all these ranges should also connect. So if you see it coming through the test number, what you should know is in that range, or in that number range, there is probably going to be an attack. Because what they've done is they've tested it to see it works, and then they'll do it on somewhere. So it's there. Yeah, it's there. Does it work? If it does,
let's say the fraudsters dipping their toe in the water and and that's where I think that alone is an incredible resource that Symmetry offers, or as part of your products. And I always kind of correlated it to back in the banking side, my background, whereas a fraudster would, let's say your credit card is compromised, you don't know it yet. Fraudster just tries a little transaction here and there, and if it goes through, then it is just gangbusters. Correct. And they go full on. But
that's a very good analogy. And the other part of where Prism is powerful is there's a lot of tools that do it in the industry. We're not saying ours is the best, but one of many. But where the fraudsters as well are clever, there's so many numbers. You might say, oh, we've had an attack here, we've blocked it, and we've put it on a register. There's that number's a bad number. Once it's been used, they won't use it again. They'd use a new number. So what Prism is good for is, I call it an early warning system. It's the numbers that are potentially going to be used for fraud cases, not that have been used, because once it's been used, it's no good, because they've done it. They move on. So it's trying to get ahead of the fraudster rather than behind the fraudster.
Oh no, I like that. Yeah, because they'll just one and done, take the number, use it, throw it away, and they're moved on.
Yeah.
That's one thing again I like about y'all. Y'all think a lot of the way we think is, if you're looking at historical information, that information is good and it's helpful. However, you need to really be more looking in real time, or like you said, more predictive than anything. So
yes, correct.
That's incredible. All right, Bill. Now I'm going to really put you to your test on your knowledge of your company.
Oh my God.
What is, in a nutshell, what is it that Symmetry Solutions does best?
Know the telco's data. If I can elaborate on that with one of our big clients, what we say is we know the data better than you. But not only do we know it better than you, we know it better than the people that run it for you. So, for example, there's systems that are run in this UK provider. The people that own them systems and configure them come to us for advice on how to configure their system. We know the data that well. So, and then the company go to it, because let's be honest, you've got these big companies, they might have a piece of work, they'll look and they'll say, we're going to do it this way, it's going to take X amount of days, and it's going to cost this amount of money. 9 times out of 10, they come to us and go, is that the best way to configure it? We say, no, if you do it this way, this way, this way, you get more configuration, it takes half the time, it should half the amount of money. And we went through that cycle, but now we get the actual people that are being engaged to say, O2 are looking, the provider are looking to do this. Cut that. The provider are looking to do this. How do we configure it? So we actually go in there. So that our part is, it's not getting data lake and passing data through. It's knowing that data in intricate detail.
Like the back of your hand, or better.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Or better.
I don't know the back of my hand.
No, yeah, or better.
Well, we really appreciate you. We appreciate your team, your company, and the work that y'all continue to do to make our industry better and really help out the telcos that are out there. So
that's
Bill,
our aim. That's our aim. With 2 things actually I probably didn't mention that I'm really proud of is the risk map and the fraud catalogue that we've done.
Oh yeah, please. If you got some time, please expand on those a little bit.
So there's the risk map and the fraud catalogue, or the fraud map, produced by Symmetry in association with RAG, that looks at all the pain points, all the potential flaws, and all the potential risk points for assurance, and one for fraud, and to try to get telcos to look at that, see where they've got strengths, see where they've got weaknesses, and improve. It's not as a selling tool for us to make money out of it. It's for companies to be able to check how well they're performing,
right?
And input from them telcos as well. Let's give a little bit back.
So you mean to tell me that y'all are just trying to help out?
Yeah, that is how it started. If a company wants to come with us and ask us how to resolve their issues, that's not a problem either. Don't get me wrong. But the underlying part was done with RAG, a non-profit organisation, to help industries. Because some companies are small and they can't afford my company.
100%.
But they can all look at that for free, and they can all do their own due diligence. And it saves getting somebody to do that for them, potentially.
I think that's amazing, and it speaks volumes to you and your team, hands down. Because we need more people like that, more people like y'all, more collaboration, where, in the end, yes, we're all in business. We're not in this for our health, but at the end of the day, if we can make a difference in this industry by working together, I always look at it, especially from supplier to supplier. I'd rather collaborate with a supplier. It's kind of like I'd rather have a piece of the pie than choke on the whole thing.
Agreed. I totally agree. And part of that was, let's say telco A. may look at the risk map or the fraud catalogue and go, we're weak in 7 areas. For example, if they came to us and said, we're weak in these 7 areas, if Symmetry could do all 7, great. If it could only do 3 of them, I wouldn't try to bid for all 7. I would say, we can do these 3. We think better than anyone. But these other 4, you need to look elsewhere or get in touch with this company and get in touch with that company and get in touch with that company because they can do it better than us. I'm not interested in solving the world's problems, the industry's problems, because I can't. But I can. What we can do is solve the ones that we're good at, and that's what we stick to.
That's perfect. All right. Well, Bill, I think you would also agree with us that, you know, you and I, we don't get to spend enough time together.
No.
And you would say when you go to conferences or meetings all over the world, you get to meet characters like us, and but in that brief amount of time, you really don't get to know who that person really is.
Great.
So the data scientists at the 1Route labs have created a questionnaire. It's 15 questions. And by the end of this questionnaire, our audience will really know who Bill is.
Okay. Thank you, Jeffrey. Nice meeting you, buddy. Speak soon. I gotta go.
Are you ready to take this question? I should change it to there's 16 questions. Question number 1, are you ready to take the questionnaire?
As I'll ever be.
All right, Bill. Here we go. Bill, what is the best condiment?
That's a good question. I would say tomato ketchup.
Ketchup?
Yeah.
Yeah. The ketchup goes with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good answer.
I mean, French fries. My kids eat ketchup. I think they would eat ketchup by itself.
Yeah. The lady nut was thinking what a condiment was. I think is salt and pepper a condiment?
You know what though? Those. I don't know if it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to work out what category it all fits. But I thought ketchup covers all bases.
If you said mayonnaise, I'd turn this call off right now.
Wrong answer. Then I've only had to answer 2 questions.
That's right.
So say that you only have 5 minutes in a grocery store. What are you buying?
Groceries.
Okay. Practical.
But if I had to pick groceries, potatoes, asparagus, spinach, and peppers.
It sounds like you're making a dish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm making a spinach, asparagus, potato, and pepper stir fry.
Stir fries. There you go.
Yeah. But they're the things that I eat the most and enjoy the most, probably out of like grocery store.
Good. I like your first answer. Groceries. That's what I'd buy.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
I mean,
No.
you got bread, meat, or some type of meat, and then bread.
Yeah. So in England, we've got a roll and a sausage in the middle of a roll.
But it's completely surrounded in the roll, right?
It may be, but no. The answer, I'll refer to my first answer. No.
Fair enough. I think the hinge on the bread of a hot dog seems to be throwing everybody off.
Do
you have any hidden talents?
I don't have any talents, hidden or unhidden. Do I have any hidden talents? I suppose on that, I wouldn't know, because if they're hidden, I'm not going to know that it's.
This is why I like you, Bill. Bill, you think too much like I do. That's kind of the type of answer I would have given.
Yeah. So, no, not really. I don't think.
Do you box?
Do I box? No, I watch it. That's what's behind me.
Well, I know back in your
Jeffrey,
prime.
You'd be pretty at 53 if you box. But yeah, no, I watch boxing. I love boxing. boxing, golf, but I've never boxed. I'm not a bad golfer. I'm not a bad golfer.
That,
There you go.
that's your talent right there.
Yeah.
We'll bring you to Texas though, where it's we'll go to West Texas where it's nice, flat, hard ground, and it's windy.
Love it. That would do me. That's England. That's England.
That way,
if you
top the ball, it just keeps on rolling. It's
love it. Yeah. So my hidden talent will suit well in Texas then.
All right, Bill. If the police showed up at your door and arrested you for no reason, well, no said reason, what would your friends and family assume you have done?
Too many things, probably. They'd all think different things. What they would say is guilty.
Guilty.
That's what they'd think. They wouldn't know what I've done.
Don't know what it is. It's just guilty.
Guilty. Yeah. Don't know what he's done, but he's guilty. That's what they'd think, to be honest. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But he's guilty.
What was the title of the last book that you read?
Ooh. I don't know. It might have been, and I might have got the title wrong, so it was a while ago. Dirty Ugly Americans, I think it might have been called. It's a Ben Mesrich book, and it's about the Japanese. I think it's about the Japanese stock exchange.
Really?
I think it's Ugly Americans. About a lot of American college people that went over to. It wasn't Tokyo. It was somewhere else, and basically they did a huge deal. One of the biggest deals ever. They got inside. So yeah, that's a really good book. Really good read.
Fascinating.
Although I couldn't remember half of it. I couldn't remember the title. I couldn't remember where. But it's a really good book.
Okay, Bill. So you watch boxing, and in sporting events, a lot of the athletes, they'll have a walk-in song. They'll come into the arena or stadium to a certain song. Yeah. So if you could have a walk-in song anytime you entered a room or a meeting, what would that song be?
Oh, that is a great question.
These data scientists, they're impressive.
I am what I am.
I am what I am.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
I am what I am. I don't know the words, but that is because I am what I am.
Okay.
We're going to see if we can get the rights to play that during this.
I was about to say, what you've got to do now is research. I am what I am, haven't you?
Yes, I am. It's on my list now.
Yeah. Send it to me because I don't want you to get the wrong I am what I am. Yeah. That would sum me up because I say I am what I am. I don't try to be anything else.
I like it.
I like it. So if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Corny answer, Texas, because I want to meet Jeffrey and catch up with him. But the truth, anywhere in the world.
Texas is not a bad place to come.
Listen, I do want to go to Texas, to be honest. And my wife's been saying about it as well, because so we will be visiting Texas, but anywhere in the world, I suppose it depends. And my proviso is, if I could choose the golf course there as well, then it's California, Monterey, and it's I can't even believe I can't even remember the name of the golf course now. It's totally escaped my.
You're thinking you need to do go to Augusta, go to the Masters, right?
I would love to play Augusta because actually the other golf course I have played. It's not Pebble Beach, it's Cypress Point. That's it. Yeah, so it's right next to Pebble Beach. Anyone can play it. So if you pay the big bucks, you can play Pebble Beach. Down the side is a course called Pebble Beach that has 250 members. it's virtually impossible to get on. I was lucky enough about 2 years ago to play it. The best part about it, Jeffrey, because you have to be invited, you're not allowed to pay for your green fee. You're not allowed to pay for any drinks. You're not allowed to pay for any food. So not only is it the best course in the world, it's a bloody cheap round of golf.
Wow.
Yeah. But going away from that, I've always wanted to go to Mauritius.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, the Seychelles, not Mauritius. I've been to Mauritius, the Seychelles.
Maldives, Seychelles.
Yeah, Seychelles, again, Maldives, because I get bored quickly. So I said to my wife wants to go to Bora Bora. And I said to her, I have no problem with you going to Bora Bora. Just don't expect me to come with you. Because I'd be bored. But yeah, Seychelles, I would love to go to Seychelles or maybe St. Bart's or somewhere like that.
That'd be great. All right, Bill, I'm gonna bring it back to music.
Cool.
If you could erase one song from the history of music, what song would you get rid of? What song should never have been created?
Happy birthday.
Oh.
At least then I can piss everyone off in the world, not just a few people.
That was quick.
You're gonna get culturally canceled by everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I suppose the back part of that is my taste in music is appalling. So the worst songs that people think imaginable are normally the songs I love.
Fair enough.
Takes all kinds, but doesn't it? Eh?
It does.
Do you collect anything?
Yes,
Your background gives away some of it, but
so I collect a bit of sporting memorabilia. I got two sporting idols. One is the picture there was Chris Eubank, who was big in the UK or England. Wasn't really big around the world because he wasn't that good, to be fair. But he was good at selling himself and making a lot of money. My other idol, which on the picture you can't see, was Nick Faldo, because at my age he was British golfer that was the #1 in the world and won 6 majors. So I've got a picture of the flag from the 18th green and pictures of him holding the putt that won his first major.
That's very cool.
I collect bits like that. I collect golf markers from when I go and play golf around the world. And I've started collecting watches as well. I'm starting to get a little bit of a watch collection.
I like it.
Very cool.
Bill, who was your favorite teacher?
Without a shadow of doubt, a man called Mr. Graham. The reason he was my favourite teacher was he let me get out of school quite a bit. So it was in primary school, and my mum and my mum's side are all from the East End of London. So that's what and he was from the East End. So they used to get on, and if it was a lesson I didn't like, maybe it'd be French or whatever, I'd go, "Sir, can I go and clean the stock room?" He'll go, "Yeah, go and clean the sports room." So I loved him because I could get away with being murdered, to be honest.
That's the best.
In your opinion, what is the absolute best candy bar?
Well, one, there's no such thing as a candy bar.
This may get into. Are we lost in translation here?
Yeah. So when you say candy, do you mean chocolate or do you mean non-chocolate? Or does it cover both?
If you could buy something sweet in the form of a bar,
that's a candy bar.
That's a candy bar. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a candy bar.
Whether it's chocolate or whatever it is made of, it's not up to us. It's up to which one you like.
So yeah. I'll put that in my head that my wife says she's going shopping and she'll only buy me one form of candy. What would I have? One called a picnic. So yeah, lost in translation again. It's called a picnic bar, and it's got like a lot of things. I think it's got raisins, it's got a bit of caramel, it's got a bit of wafer, it's got chocolate, which is probably something that might be
okay.
an English thing. If I had to think something worldwide, I'd probably say it would be crunchy.
Okay.
Yeah. You lost me, Bill. I'm going.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That might be for a UK audience only. You have to Google picnic, but it's not a picnic.
I am
where
gonna have
the
to Google.
sandwiches.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
Google a picnic bar now.
Yeah, I think Cadbury's do it. It might be Cadbury's picnic or something like that.
All I know is I'm coming over there and we're just gonna hang out and eat.
Buddy, honestly, when you come in, you haven't got to get a hotel. Come and stay with me as long as you want.
I like it. All right, Bill. Serious question now. Do you prefer apples or oranges?
Apples. Well,
that
depends.
no.
Apples
Apples is the correct answer.
Oranges to drink.
Yeah, oranges to drink. Well, you know why apples is the right answer.
Perfect. Oh, well, there you go. I was right first time.
Yeah. Do you know why it's right?
No. Because your data science said so.
Because you can put peanut butter on an apple.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Can't put peanut butter on an orange.
Can I change my answer, please?
That's your homework now.
Yeah.
You go to the grocery store, you got that 5 minutes, get you some apples and peanut butter and combine the two.
Do you know what? As bad as it sounds, I'm going to try it, and I'm going to this weekend. I'm going to send you a picture. I'm going to have an apple with peanut butter, and I will tell you what I think.
I promise you'll be shocked.
Right?
It's very good.
In a good way.
Yes.
I will give it a go. Listen, I'm up for most things, so I'm going to give it a go this weekend.
Yeah. Don't do like a, what is it, Granny Smith apple. That probably won't. Whatever, just a red apple. Some
Red
peanut
apple.
butter.
Yeah.
Put
Crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
Ooh. I don't know. Alyssa, what do you think?
Smooth.
Smooth peanut butter. There you go.
Yeah.
Right, deal. I will email you both picture evidence and give you my verdict.
I like it.
Perfect.
Send that to me on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Say that you lose your phone for the day. What are you going to do that day?
More than what I would do if I had the phone, probably, because I wouldn't get stupid nuisance calls. If I knew where the phone was, I wouldn't worry about it. If I didn't know where the phone was, I'd spend all day trying to work out where it is and trying to find it.
That's fair.
If I knew where it was, it wouldn't bother me.
Yep.
That's fair. You'd be on the golf course.
Well, on the golf course, I actually 9 times out of 10 I leave my phone in my bag. Leave my phone in my car. It doesn't come out with me.
That's good. Okay, Bill, last question. What brings you hope?
What brings me hope? Oh, Jesus. That's a horrible question. What brings me hope? I suppose the main thing that brings me hope is my eternal optimism. I try to look for the good in life and the good things. So that brings me hope, because you could look at, like, say, half glass, half full. There's things that go wrong and you could wallow in it. I try to take the good from every situation, if it can be gleaned. That's what gives me hope.
It's half full all day long.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. If the situation's bad, if one bit of good can come out of it, I would want to concentrate on the good bit that come out of it, not the load of bad that happened.
Hey, that is well said. Well said. Now, Bill, you are a known man. Whoever watches this will now know who you are. And all that's left to do is for you to look in the camera and tell us what is on the horizon for you and Symmetry Solutions.
So what is on the horizon for me and Symmetry Solutions are the expansion of the prison data as known, and some new exciting products should be going up soon and becoming available. Potential collaborations with different vendors and people that I like and we've been talking to and dealing business with. And some new products coming out in the area we're probably less known for, which is in the assurance side, where we've got a tool that does lots of things, but it's clunky, if I'm being honest. So we're looking to remodel that to sell it in different products and break one product into many separate products that businesses can buy.
I like it. I like it. Well said, Bill. You are a fantastic gentleman, and we appreciate your time today.
Always love chatting with you, buddy. We always have a good laugh. Love it.
And to our audience, be sure to subscribe to keep up with all the current videos and interviews with incredible people like Bill here. Be sure to, whatever you do, Insta, Face, tweet, chat, social media stuff, and thumbs up or thumbs down. I don't know. Don't do thumbs down. That's just getting mean. Don't mean mouth me. I'll be all right. Thank you to the audience. Thank you to Bill. We appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next go round. Bill, you take care of yourself.
Cheers, all. Bye-bye.